Hi, welcome to Unique Purpose.
So this event that happened to you, how old were you?
This was 2 years ago, so I was 20.
20. And
Hmm.
you are 22 now.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you want to expand on how that affected you mentally?
Well, it wasn't positive. Yeah, so I went through a whole host of emotions. I became shy, a recluse. I stayed inside. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I wouldn't even leave my house to go and buy food. I would literally just do delivery all the time. And then I went exact opposite. I don't know what triggered that, but then I wanted to go out every single night. I wanted to drink. I wanted to party. I wanted to be around my friends all the time. And now I feel like I've mellowed out now. Now I'm just, um, I don't really like going out anymore.
Okay.
But I'm not stuck in my shell all the time.
Yeah.
So,
So how were you before like all this happened? Were you like a
um,
bubbly person out and about?
yeah. Before I was super bubbly. I was up for anything because I was at uni, right? So first and second year, I was just going out, every like Friday night, like Wednesday night, with my friends. Um, didn't really think much of it, seeing guys and stuff. Um, I my guard was never up.
Yeah.
But now, you know, being around men by myself just makes me nervous.
In fact, I was gonna ask you more questions about that. Like, what's your point of view? How do you feel about men now? Like, whether it's romantic or friends.
Mm. Um, well, when it happened, obviously when it came to like strangers, men, didn't even want to look. My eyes were always down, didn't want any like looks or anything, so I started wearing really baggy hoodies, really baggy trousers, just anything that wouldn't draw attention to me, or I would stay inside. I wouldn't go to family events or anything like that. When it came to the men in my life, um, it didn't really change my relationship with them that much, like my family,
Hmm.
but my boyfriend at the time, it impacted our relationship very strongly. It impacted the way I view men romantically. Um, I didn't want anything to do with them
Yeah.
for a really long time. I didn't want them to touch me. I didn't want them to look at me. I didn't want to talk to them. Anytime someone tried to move to me or like anything like that, I would just be disgusted.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but now, you know, it's not the same. Now I'm dating again, stuff like that. So, um, yeah, it's gotten bad, but it's been 2 years in the making. So,
I didn't even know you had a boyfriend at the time. Like, how was that relationship?
do you know what? There's no blueprint for like how to deal with your partner going through that.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it was awful. I think like for a very long time, um, my emotions from my relationship breaking down because of the rape
Hmm.
was 10 times worse than my feelings towards the actual rape that actually happened itself. Like, I was more upset about the fact that this rape had made my boyfriend, like, the way I saw him, into this horrible image versus being disgusted at what had happened to me.
Yeah.
So the relationship broke down. Um, yeah, it was sorry. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. It was just his reaction to it. Um, like I said before, my relationship towards men was really bad. So I didn't want anyone to touch me. I didn't want a kiss or anything. I was okay with being like next to him and stuff,
Yeah.
but he said that being intimate was very important to him. he asked if he could be with other people while I was going through it. I would ask him to come with me to appointments, like for evidence and stuff. He wouldn't come. And like, he would use the excuse, well, I don't know how to deal with this. I've never been through this before. And I would accept that. But now I just feel like that's not good enough. I feel like anyone that is dealing with a close one that's going through this, they need to do better, because
Yeah, 100%.
It's not that hard.
Like you said, there's no blueprint. So
Yeah.
I feel like you just have to ride this wave together.
Yeah, and I did try to be understanding of that, and I would find myself at 1 a.m. in the morning going through articles and stuff, trying to, like, my partner's been abused, how can I help? And sending it to him, like...
You did the work for him?
Yeah, I was doing the work for him. And I was doing the work for some of my friends as well, and for some of my family members, and that really shouldn't be happening, you know?
Yeah.
The information is out there. It's not difficult. Even if it isn't out there, seek a professional. Go call a counsellor, say my partner's been going through this. If you really love someone, whether that's a partner or a friend or someone, you'd want to do anything you can to support them. And I just feel like the state of family, friends, this isn't just my experience, this is multiple other girls and males' experience as well. They shouldn't have to do that. They're already dealing with so much, you know, like, just stop being lazy.
Quick question. When he mentioned that he wanted to be intimate with other people, did that actually happen? Or...
Yes, I can show you the text right now.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't want to see this.
It me, yeah. I was shocked when that happened, because we've been dating for 3-4 years. Yeah. And nothing I'd never cheated on him. He'd never cheated on me. There'd never been any issues about being with other people or anything like that. So in that moment, like, my first thought was, oh my gosh, if I want to keep my boyfriend, I'm gonna have to suck this up. But that shouldn't be the case, you know? It's awful. Like, it's not just someone touching you and you being disgusted. It's the actual imagery in your head is going, your inner thoughts are going, you're thinking, oh my god, if he touches me, or I'm going to get a flashback to what happened, and I'm going to start crying, and then it's going to ruin his mood and stuff like that. It's just, you know,
it's a lot deeper.
Yeah, it's very deep, and I just feel like it shouldn't have happened. I did get an apology afterwards, but it's not really. Yeah. Shouldn't have said it in the first place. So yeah, eventually that I never got over that, ever. Obviously I'm still not over it. I'm still shocked by it, yeah. So yeah.
How did it happen?
That's a good question. The thing is, I didn't have all of the answers myself. Unfortunately, there's multiple people from that night that have the answers, and they refuse to cooperate with me so that we can put all the answers together. But what I've pieced together, what the police has pieced together, like witness statements and stuff, is that I was drugged, and unfortunately someone that I trusted left me in a dangerous situation, and someone took advantage of that situation. A friend and I went to a event, party situation, and we were staying in a hotel together. The event was like a 5-minute walk. We did everything that we were supposed to do, you know, we got an Uber there, we stayed in pairs, all that stuff. And someone that I recognised from years, actually from church, someone that I recognised years ago, I've known him since I was like 10. I saw him, he offered to buy me a drink. I said yes, sure. It was a J2O. Usually I don't let people buy me drinks and not pay attention. But because it was someone that I'd known through church for years, I was just like, you know, sure. So I drank it, and it disappeared. Let me be honest. Okay, he was trying to move to me, and I wasn't interested, so I ran away to the toilet, and I was there for about 15 minutes. And when I came out, the room was very spinny, very blurry. I was trying to find my friend. I found her in a private area with two guys who would later come back with us. At this time, I had a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I really just wasn't interested. I was there fully just for dancing and to support my friend. And the rest of the night is a blur. I don't have any snaps. I don't have any remembrance. Yeah, memories. That's it. Yeah, I don't have any memories of it. So ended up leaving the place, and she left with this guy, and I said, "Where are you going?" And she said, "You're gonna go with him." So she left. So I went with him, which is something I would never do. And we got in his car, and it was safe. He drove us to the hotel. I met up with my friend again. It was cool. And she said they were going to come up with us. And I didn't really care, because at this point I just wanted to go to bed. Hotel management followed us because we weren't allowed to have guests. And the plan was for them to say that they left stuff in our room, and that they would just like stay in, and then the hotel management, it didn't make sense, but I didn't care again. So I went up with them. We all went into our room, and I went to the bathroom to take out my contact lenses. And like I said, I was so dizzy, felt so sick, never felt like that before. I guess I was in there for a while. I came out, and there was only him in the room. My friend said that she was going to go to this guy's house. She left. I turned around, and this guy's in the room, and I'm like, "What are you doing here? Are you going to go?" He tried to guilt trip me and said, "Oh, I'm too drunk to drive. I can't drive. I can see my car from here, so I'm just going to sit here and sober up, and then I'll drive home." So at this point, I just felt like I was going to throw up. So I was just like, okay, cool, I'm going to go to bed. And I lay down, blacked out, hours gone. I wake up, come to, and I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's just like nervous response, right? So I wake up, and he's standing in the corner looking out the window. So again, no alerts. So I'm just like, okay, cool, go back to sleep. Then I come to again, and I don't usually tell this part, but I remember him standing over me on the other side of the bed, and he's got this green condom in his hand. And then I knock out again. I wake up, and this time he's on top of me. My shirt is like over, and I literally felt like I was gonna throw up. Like, I can feel it in my throat. So dizzy, my head is pounding. And I remember explicitly, just because it's the only words I could get out, I was just like, "I'm too drunk for this." Because at this point I didn't know I was drunk. I just thought I drank too much. And I was like, "I'm too drunk for this." And then I knocked out again.
Literally, you were just in and out.
In and out. It was crazy. I couldn't even feel it coming on. The only time I knew that I blacked out is when I was coming to. I came to, and no one was in the room. The curtains were drawn. I was in bed. My shirt was down. Nothing was out of place, and I felt so sick still. So I went to the bathroom, and there was blood, and it felt weird. So I was like, "Oh, that's weird." I thought, like, I remembered the blackouts and stuff, but I thought it was a dream. So stupid. I thought it was a really vivid dream, and I found my phone, and I had been trying to text my friend for help, but it was gibberish, obviously. And she told me that she was an hour and a half away at this guy's house. Yeah. And I was just like, "Just come back, please. I'm ready to go home." And I'm just in the bathroom. I still feel really gross. I'm bleeding. And I did what every single rape victim should never do, and I took the most thorough shower that I have ever taken in my life. I scrubbed, I brushed my teeth, I did everything. Like, yeah, it's cringe for me as well. And I fully thought it was 100% a dream until she showed up with this guy, and he said, "How was his name?" And I was like, "Who is that?" And he was like, "You know, the guy that was here last night." And that's when the wheels start turning.
Yeah.
And I'm going throughout the rest of my day, like, I've checked out of the hotel, I've paid my parking, I'm driving home, this 1 hour drive with this girl in the car. Complete silence for the whole drive. And I'm still thinking. I'm going to my best friend's house to pick up my mum and my brother. Still thinking. And when I get home, I'm still thinking. The next day, I'm alone in the house, and then I called the police, not the emergency number, the non-emergency number, and I just told them what happened, and I was like, I don't know if this is real or not, I don't know if this is like rape, I don't know, but this is what happened, and I feel really weird about it. And they had a police officer and rape kit and everything over in an hour. So
What was going through your mind like the whole time for like driving? You get to your house and home alone.
in my head, I was just playing the events over and over again. I was thinking, was I drugged? But who would drug me? Because the drinks that were being served were, it was an event, so there were like waitresses walking over with like platters and stuff. So I saw them come from the bar and whatever, and I had 3 drinks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, bait myself out, but I've been through first year of uni. I can handle my drinks, right? I was not drinking heavily because I knew I had to drive the next day. And then I was thinking, did I move to him? And I was like, no, because I'm very happy in my relationship. Like, if I was going to do that, I would have done that the first 2 years of uni, I could have asked my friend, but I guess a part of me kind of was suspicious of her as well.
Yeah.
Just because I remember asking her, did you do anything with that guy? And she said, no, he's just my friend. And I was like, why would you drive an hour?
Yeah. Doesn't make
So
sense.
I'm thinking about all of this while I'm driving, and I'm like, I don't want to make a big deal out of this because, I don't know the facts. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just really glad that the person that took my call was really nice, because when the police officer came over, like the male one, they had a male and a female one, he was not nice at all. He was like, did you drink? And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh, so you were drunk. And I was just like,
he's working against you.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't overtly say it, but the female police officer was like, shut up. Just shut up and let me talk to her. So they took I still haven't got my stuff back. They took everything for evidence, like my hairband, my bonnet that I was sleeping in, my clothes, my underwear, the pad that I used for the bleeding, like socks, everything, for evidence. So that was really scary for me, because all of a sudden they just had all of these bags. They were just coming in and out, and it was to deal with that by myself. That was scary.
So when did you tell your parents or close people in your life?
The order that I told people is really messed up, because it's not the order of the level that I trust them at. I told one of my best friends first. But the only reason why I told her was because I needed advice to tell my boyfriend first. And I told my mum third. And I didn't even really tell my mum. I just slid the police investigation notes under her door with a note saying, don't read this around my brother. Read it when I'm out of the house. I'm sorry that I couldn't tell you in person, but it just hurts. I don't want to see you hurt. So, I slid it, and then we talked after that. Quite a few of my family members still don't know.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And it's not because they don't deserve to know. I know they deserve to know. But I just can't take telling them. So, yeah, it's hard. You know, you don't want to sit down and be like, oh, by the way, I got raped, and you also don't want to do it on the phone. In a way, that's my one selfish thing that I've done during this whole experience. Is the fact that I just don't want to deal with seeing their face, seeing them being upset. Yeah, no, I can't take it.
I mean, you do what's best for you, innit?
Yeah,
Um,
true.
I mean, when you describe the whole event, well, the whole night, it sounds like a lot happened in different time of that night. So the person who spiked your drink, where is he now?
2 separate occasions.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It makes me upset because I'm like, do you know what? Even if I had changed, like even if I changed certain aspects of it, it could have ended up in the exact same result still, you know, because I've kind of accepted within myself that the person that I trusted drugged me, right? And you're not going to drug someone just for drugging someone's sake, you know? So, and the thing is, I left that out, but when I woke up the next day, I woke up to messages with him saying like, where are you? Like, I've been looking for you, da da da. So, yeah. It's, yeah. It's...
And then your friend, I don't know if it's still your friend today, but how do you feel the fact that you were in a relationship, so your friend was setting you up with another guy?
I don't think she was setting me up with him.
No?
No. Me and her, it's rough, tense. I don't blame her. I've never blamed her for it, even though I could, and I probably should, because I gave her the benefit of the doubt that she didn't know. That she didn't think, oh, I'm going to leave this, like, her unconscious with this guy. I hope that her thought process was, I want to be with this guy, and it just so happens that to do that I'm gonna have to leave her with this guy. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what I wish it is. We've never really talked about it just because she she took the easy way out. She refused to talk to me about certain things, and when I did try and ask her, she said I was being a bad friend, that I'm acting like it's all her fault. And then she said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Obviously I'm paraphrasing, but basically the general gist was, I don't want to talk to you anymore. So I was just like, okay, fine, you don't have to talk to me, but make sure you talk to the police. She didn't. So yeah.
And what kind of help are you receiving? Are you still receiving help after this
event? Yeah, that was really overwhelming. So it's a good thing that there are so many options for help for rape victims once you report to the police. There is the independent sexual violence people, there are university counsellors, regular therapy, GP, all that stuff. But between going to uni and work, it's a lot. And to tell the same story over and over and over again, it is awful. And just to hear the same thing, like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Please call me if you need anything. It's like, oh. It's like, so why did I do this? It almost makes you, I mean, this is what I did. It sounds really bad, but every time I spoke to someone new, I would just send them the same thing. Like, it was almost like a default statement, just like, here you go, please just read it, and then if there's going to be anything new, let's talk about it. But yeah, I had multiple different resources. I started taking medications. I'm still in therapy right now. I'm still on the medications now. Yeah, loads of different therapies. It was long. Yeah, it was very long.
And did that affect your university?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went from a first student to I don't even want to say. We're going to say 2-1, which isn't bad, but it's just, it wasn't me, you know? I filed extenuating circumstances every single chance I could just because I knew I wouldn't. I still don't go to lectures now just because my anxiety is so high. Like, most of my lecturers are men. I don't like... No, I just don't like being in control now. Like, not being in control, I mean. Yeah. So, don't attend lectures. And obviously, you know that impacts your grade.
Of course, yeah.
So, yeah, but I graduate next month. So, I'm just trying to push through, pretty much, yeah.
And I saw really quickly on your Instagram live, through the conversations that you've had on it, or discussions, that you keep getting people coming to you and say, or commenting about your weight.
Yes. And it's so bad that people... I've had people... Okay, do you know what? I'm going to use this as an opportunity to just stop DMing me. Please, 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 please. Unless it's something nice, I don't want your advice. And I believe in God, but I don't want your Bible verses. Please, just stop. Okay, now that's out of the way. I've had people message me saying that, this is a direct quote, that maybe God sent you this situation because I've seen you drinking on your Snapchat. So maybe he sent you this to kind of like teach you a lesson. Someone said that to me. I've had people comment on my weight gain. I've had people comment on my weight loss when it happened, because I lost 15 kilograms during that whole situation, like the whole loose skin, all that stuff, everything. Just because, and I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but if you've been raped and you don't know the person, and it's not like your boyfriend or whatever, they put you on PEP, which is for HIV, and you have to take that for a month. And every time I took it, I threw up. To this day, my tongue is still stained. I have stomach ulcers from it. Like, that is not easy. It is hard. Those pills are like this big. It was awful.
Real quick, for those who don't know, what's PEP?
Oh,
exactly?
It's P lowercase r EP, and it's for HIV or HIV and AIDS. Like if you've come into contact with someone, but obviously they have to assume that you've come into contact with someone, and you take it to like prevent it. It's almost like a short-term cure. There's like an exposure. System. Yeah, exactly. So I had to take that for a month. I had to take hepatitis B injections, 3 of them, like 6 months apart. It's not easy at all. So I lost 15 kilograms from taking that, and people were saying I looked sick, I need to gain weight, and I did. And now people are saying that I've gained too much weight. Someone told me that I've let myself go, and it's just crazy because, do you know what? Fair enough, there's weight gain, but the reason why is none of your business. None of your business.
Do you know what? Yeah, church folks move different sometimes.
They do. They do.
Like, I don't understand.
The first time I went to church after, because I didn't go to church for a very long time after this happened, because I felt so disgusting. First time I went to church, this is my mistake. I went to Sabbath school, and I went to the class that's like, let's say the elders, you know, the extremists, the Ellen G. White activists. Those ones. I went to that class, and lucky me, the talk was on sexual immorality and stuff like that. And every time someone talks about sexual immorality, they always bring up the rape thing. And someone brought it up, and then they used the exact same Bible verse that girl used, saying like, oh, I can't even remember what it is. I'm not like, every time I see like verse 2, I'm like, swipe left. Like, I don't want to see it. They basically said, you know, sometimes God does this as a lesson, and you know, if you were married, or if you like wore more appropriate clothes, or what did they say? They said something like, do you know what? Like, the devil will meet you where you are. If you're out in the club, what do you expect?
They really don't help.
Do you expect God to be in the club? Do you expect God to be in that bottle of Smirnoff? No. And, okay, yeah, it's fair enough, yeah. But I don't, that's not really what I wanted to hear. And it made me feel awful. And I didn't go back to church for a very long time. Just because I felt like, yeah, maybe this was on purpose. Maybe this is because of everything that I've done in the past. But, yeah, I'm still working that out right now. Me and God are still talking right now. So, yeah.